What's up, everybody? Old Guy 379 coming at you here from wonderful Glendive, Montana. So I'm getting some fuel right now. Actually, putting in that cow pee that we have to put in our freaking trucks now for emissions reasons. But I just thought I'd make a little short video here. I know I haven't been putting out a whole lot of content lately. I was really on fire there for a while, but this time of year is always a bit of a struggle for me because April, my parents both had birthdays. Both my parents are gone now. I actually lost my mom in 2002, and she would have been 95 years old this year. So, and I'm sorry for the crappy audio, guys. I'm out here getting fuel. I don't have a microphone. I'm just straight into the video camera here. But just bear with me because I think it actually will explain some things. So anyway, this time of year, like I say, it gets to be a little tough. Especially I lost my dad in 2011, just shy of his 81st birthday. And as you guys know, I've posted before about him. He started driving a truck in 1949. And so from 49 to 89, he hauled livestock all those years. And that's the business I grew up in. But him and I were super, super close. So I'm getting reefer fuel now, if you're wondering what I'm doing. So, and just getting pulled up, but it's always a struggle. Look at that blue sky. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. It's always a struggle for me this time of year because I miss him. I don't know anybody who's trying to put my glove on here, sorry. I don't know anybody who's ever lost a parent or a family member that they were super close to. It's always a struggle. And for whatever dumb reason, even after, 13 years now he's been gone. Oh, hang on. What do we got going on here? We got DEF pump issues. There we go. Didn't hang up on where it was supposed to. But anyway, I miss him greatly, even after all this time. And I get a little depressed this time of year. And I don't really always, I guess I don't really catch it, don't understand it, really why, until, it starts getting to be about this time of year. I lost my mom in May of 2002 to emphysema and lung cancer, and that was a horrible thing to watch. My dad died in, what would it have been? February of 2011. And just like I said, just shy of his 81st birthday. He would have been 81 in April that year. But I never really think about why I struggle so much with my mood and everything else until today. Funny enough, I actually really started thinking about it. I was like, what is going on with me? Why, I'm not whining, obviously, because I'm doing fine, but I always wonder why I kind of have a crappy mood this time of year. And I think that's why I really start thinking about him a lot and what I learned from him. So here's something I want to show you real quick. One of the things I learned from him is when you buy fuel, you'll notice I'm really, really close to an even gallon amount. And that, back in the old days, was really important for doing your IFTAs because it was easier to figure even straight up zeros on the end of your gallon. So like 20 versus 20.873 or whatever. And plus it's easier to write down, and I do my own IFTA stuff. So I try to always make sure and stop my pump right at an even gallon. I don't worry about it on def so much. In reefer, I try to get close, but it's just easier to keep track of, but especially your tractor fuel. So when I do those reports, it's just, 20 gallons, 30 gallons, whatever. It's not 20.643, some odd number. But that's one of the things he taught me way back years, way back when I was a kid, helping him fuel the truck. He always told me, make sure to stop that on an even gallon. And it's kind of a game for me now. Can I stop that pump right at 0.000, whatever the gallons are, and it's just kind of fun. But yeah, that's a little bit of why, I haven't been posting that many videos. A lot of you guys out there are asking about this lift axle, and I guess now is a good time to explain it since I'm actually using it. So with my combination, I've got 6 axles total. I have a 10-foot 2-inch spread back here, actually 10-foot 6, but spread axle set up on my trailer. And because those axles are spread out that far, I'm allowed 20,000 pounds of weight on each axle. So I can go 40,000 back here on my trailer. And this is on a slider. I don't know if you can see that. So I can actually move that forward or backwards, which is handy, especially trying to get in and around Chicago and some of those tight places. But so anyway, with that, and then the combination of everything I have up here, I am allowed 54,000 or 56,000 pounds on the truck. So 34 on the drives, 12,000 on the steers, and 10,000 on that lift. Now, the way I actually have it set up is I've got about 8,500 on that, and then the balance can go on the steers. So the way this works is these airbags down here, hopefully you can hear me over the reefer, but these airbags, the small set of bags up here in the front actually is what lifts the axle up off the ground, and then when you engage it, it fills this airbag right here. And what that does is it takes weight off of the drive axles and shifts it forward. So instead of being, at like 40,000 on my drives, I'm down to like 33, 32. But that's how that works. And the geometry has to be right. Otherwise, it doesn't really do much. It just lifts up your back axles. It doesn't really shift any weight forward like it should, or, give you a whole lot of assistance. So this truck was designed with that axle in mind. But that kind of, I guess, gives you a little explanation of that axle. Now, I get a lot of comments, why do you need a lift axle pulling a reefer? Well, we haul a lot of weight 1 week out of the month. Every third week, I end up right about 96,000 pounds. And people have a hard time grasping that, but we do LTL freight. So we get paid by the pallet. So we load this trailer up. I can put about 56,000 in the trailer and be legal at 96,000. And I know that's really hard for a lot of guys to grasp, but there's a lot of stacking that goes into this. I was 3.5 hours last night reworking an entire load with 5 picks, and there's going to be 4 drops and a mixed load frozen and chilled. So, we do use that. Pulling a reefer, you can run heavy enough to use that lift axle. I don't know why there's guys out there. I had somebody comment, it's just dumb. You pull a reefer and you have a lift. It wasn't on my YouTube channel. It was actually on my Facebook page in one of the groups that I'm in. And I was like, man, seriously? Why do you have tandem axles then? You pull a flatbed. You could do that with a single screw. What do you need tandems for? So just kind of one of those dumb things. But I just thought, I would just do a real short video here, keep it under 10, 15 minutes, and just kind of explain to you a little bit, I guess, of why I haven't been posting videos as often. And that's why. I just kind of figured it out today. I was going down the road, and I don't know how many of you guys actually listen to Long Haul Paul, but I really like his music, you know, and it really resonates with me because I'm kind of in his same age bracket a little bit, you know, and kind of spent a lot of that same time that he was driving, I was driving. So, and he's the real deal. The guy is actually a truck driver turned musician, you know, kind of a folk artist. And there's something just really cool and unique and raw about his voice and the way he plays guitar and harmonica and all that. But I was listening, there's a song he has called Ballad of a Bull Hauler's Son. And although the story and mine aren't the same, but there's a lot of lines in that song that are, you know, very reminiscent of my growing up in that business with my dad. You know, how many, you know, I ran 1,000 loads with that old man, you know, when I was young, thousands of loads. And that's not a lie. You know, I mean, same thing. I rode around with him and several other drivers a ton when I was a kid, you know, and he said, the other line in there, you know, the road has its own hard code, and he hammered it into his son. That code that he's talking about is the code of honesty and integrity, camaraderie. You help out your fellow man. You know, you see a guy struggling to do something, you offer your help. Those kind of things. Work hard, even when you're tired. You work hard. You don't. You know, my dad was born in 1930, so he was a Depression era kid. And, you know, he just worked, man. That's all he knew to do was work and work hard. And he played hard when he played, but for the most part, he was a workaholic, kind of like I am. And, you know, that's what he's talking about in that song, that, you know, is that work ethic and that code of just doing what's right and doing what you'll say you'll do. You know, I made mention of this in another one of my videos, you know, about how we used to run. And it wasn't that we were trying to be anything special, you know, we didn't consider ourselves outlaws. We just did what we had to do. And if you told somebody you were going to take a load and you were going to be there at a certain time, unless something catastrophic happened, like, you know, you dropped a piston out of your oil pan, that load got there on time. It didn't matter. Flat tires, breakdowns, whatever. You did everything you could do to get that load there because your word is as good as gold. And I think that's one of the things I struggle with now in this day and age, especially with a lot of these drivers out here and just people in society in general. Their word means nothing. It's like they have no integrity, you know, at all, and no ability to take responsibility for what they say and what they do. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I just thought I would explain to you, I guess, why I haven't been making videos. I've been kind of down and depressed feeling and not, you know, not like whiny, you know, I just haven't felt like doing much other than just driving and doing my job. And that's why. That's really why. It's because, like I say, this time of year, you know, just this past month, my mom and dad both would have had birthdays. I've got kids. I've got 3 younger kids that 2 of them never knew their grandma on my side, and my son barely knew my dad. So, you know, and so they've kind of grown up without grandparents, and I think that's kind of sad, you know, because grandparents can really impart a lot of wisdom on this younger generation, and I think that's what you should be doing. I don't think you should just be the spoil your grandkids and send them home with their parents kind of grandparent that just only has fun. You've got a lot of knowledge. By the time you become a grandparent, you've got a lot of knowledge that you've learned and a lot of wisdom that's come over the years, regardless of what you do for a living or what your beliefs are or anything else. You've gained that knowledge and that wisdom, and you should pass it along. And so along with that, I'm going to offer this for all you guys that are fairly new to the industry, you know, and I'm going to go back to the last 10 years. Find yourself some old guy and start gleaning some of that wisdom that they have. I still look for old guys out here all the time, you know, to talk to and see what I can learn and their feelings and their thoughts and their experiences. You know, every once in a while I run into some, though, that I'm like, okay, your cracker is not quite buttered all the way, or however, your cheese slipped off your cracker, or maybe it was never there. I don't know. maybe you thought you were a Ritz cracker and all along you were actually a Keebler butter cracker. I don't know. But anyway, that's just beside the point, but find some people that you can really learn from. Don't be afraid to walk up and say, hey, how you doing, man? I'm just, watching you here, curious, why are you doing things the way you're doing it? Because I want to learn. And just have a good attitude and an inquisitive attitude, and I think you'll be surprised how far that will get you with a lot of especially the older generation. Because once they figure out you're interested in what they're doing, and that's anybody really, it's just people in general, but once people find out you're actually genuinely interested in what they're doing, there's no end, there's no limit to how much knowledge and help they will give you. So anyway, drivers, take care. Love your parents while you still have them, man. Don't ever take that for granted. I don't think I took my parents for granted, but I'm sure I did, to an extent. I think everybody does. You take advantage. You take for granted everybody that's in your life until they're gone. But love on your parents, love on your wives, love your husbands, whichever way. If you're a female out here and you're married and your husband's at home, when you get home, man, love on him, love on your wife when you get home, love on your kids. Don't forget to call them, consistently. And we have this technology now. You don't have to stop and find a phone booth. You can call them right from the comfort of your cab while you're driving down the road with your headset, not holding your phone, looking at it like I'm doing right now. But I'm parked. I am not moving right now. So anyway, drivers, thank you so much again for all your support, especially for those who've stuck around through this kind of dry time here. Look forward to getting some other cool content out there to you. I'm going to add another camera to my arsenal here this month, so I'm going to have some different stuff, maybe some views from outside, and over the top of the trailer, whatever. I don't know. I'm stealing some ideas from some other guys, but thank you again so much, everybody, for all your support. I can't say it enough. I really can't. It's very humbling. Be safe out there. Take it easy. And keep the shiny side up and the greasy side down. And we'll catch you on the flip-flop. See ya.